Major, minor, honors, there's a lot of terminology and a lot of mystery about choosing a program of study at a university, what that's all about. So let's suppose that you're a first or second year university student. Now, one of the reasons for being a university student is that you want eventually to have a satisfying job or career. Psychologists tell us that meaningful work is important to one's happiness and to one's sense of satisfaction with one's life. They say there are three necessary criteria. One is that your work is in line with your temperament, your tastes, and your talents. That is, if you're doing something for which you have no temperament, it's say you're a quiet person and there you are on the police force, well, you're not going to find joy in your work. The second is that you must perceive what you're doing to be significant to other people, to society. You think that there's something important being accomplished by your being in that job. And the third is that the job comes with challenges and it requires you to exercise your skill. So the psychologists tell us that unless all three of these conditions are met, you're not going to find your work satisfying, and if you don't find your work satisfying, then you might be disappointed with your life. So one thing you're probably thinking about, you're only 18, 19, or 20, so you probably don't know too much about these things, but one thing you're thinking about is, what are your tastes, your temperaments, your talents? What do you think is important? What would contribute to the well-being of other people, society? And what would challenge you? What would cause you to exercise your skills? So what sort of work would be meaningful to you is something you might be thinking about now, although you probably don't have a lot of ground to work on. Now, one thing I do want to emphasize is that no choice you make right now is irrevocable. When you're in university, you might go wrong, choose something that doesn't pan out well. At most, you've wasted 4 months or a year, and in the large scheme of things, that's not a big problem. So don't worry, no choice you can make is going to muck you up forever. Now, after university, or at any time during it, you might be seeking full-time employment, or before employment, you might need more training or more education. So for instance, you might enter an apprenticeship, go to trade or vocational school, college or polytechnic school, a vocational graduate school, a professional school, or an academic graduate school. So let's say a few things about each of these. What is an academic graduate school? Well, academic graduate school is just continued academic study in some discipline, history, English, biology, whatever it might be. An academic graduate school, you would work for a Master's of Arts or a Master's of Science. After that, a Doctor of Philosophy. Vocational graduate school, on the other hand, is study or training in some field that's directly connected to a job route. Such schools might be, say, library science, administration, applied or clinical psychology, policy studies. Professional school, on the other hand, well, there are two main professions I'm sure you know, medicine and law, but also engineering, business, journalism, accounting. These are the professional schools. A college or trade or a polytechnic school, you acquire skills to be a school teacher, a nurse, a carpenter, a welder. These are training, education after you've received your university degree that then puts you on the path for some job or career. St. Mary's, like most other universities, offers a majors program and a honors program. What's a majors program? Most universities require students to declare a major and then to take most of their courses, many of their courses in that area, in that field. So for instance, a majors program typically requires 36 credit hours in the discipline. That is 36 of the 120 credit hours necessary to complete one's degree. What's a credit hour? Well, each course in a semester is worth 3 credit hours. So a course from September to December is 3 credit hours. From January to May, 3 credit hours. Typically, you'll take 4 or 5 courses per semester, so 12 or 15 credit hours each semester, and that's about 30 credit hours, 24 to 30 credit hours a year. Eventually, over 4 or 5 years, you accumulate 120 credit hours for your degree. Now, 36 of those credit hours must be in English or history or philosophy or French, whatever discipline you've decided to major in. There will also be distribution requirements. You'll have to have so many credit hours at the 3rd year level and at the 4th year level. Another program is the honors program. Now, for a majors program, you simply declare your major. You declare your major during your beginning of your second year or after Christmas in your second year. So during your first year, you've taken courses from a wide variety of areas. You've decided that you like one area in particular, and you elect to major in it, and you declare your major. You just let the registrar know that that's your area, and now you have to earn the 36 credit hours in that subject. Honors, on the other hand, is a different matter. You don't declare an honors, you have to apply to be in the honors program. Now, the term honors here is just a description of the program. It's not an honorific. It's not. It doesn't mean there's something special. When you graduate with honors, it's not that you're being honored with anything. It's just the name of the program. But for an honors degree, you need not 36 credit hours, but 60 credit hours in your discipline of choice. So you begin as a major in some subject, and you discover that you like that subject enough that you want really to concentrate on it, and so you apply for the honors program. To be accepted into the honors program, you have to have a certain grade point average. Maybe you're below the grade point average at which you need to graduate, but they might let you in because of your promise. But at any rate, you do have to maintain a fairly high grade point average in order to be in an honors program. So you've applied to the honors program, your application is reviewed. If you're accepted into the honors program, then that means half of your credit hours must be in that discipline. And again, a certain number of them must be at the second year and third year and fourth year levels. Okay, so you begin your university career. In your second year, having a number of courses under your belt, you decide to major in some discipline. At the end of your second year, beginning of your third year, you think perhaps you'll do an honors degree in that area. You like it so much, you apply to the honors program. With luck, you're accepted. Then you have to do 60 of the 120 credit hours in that. Now, that's a 4-year degree. St. Mary's and many other universities also has a 3-year degree, although the 3-year degree is being phased out and it's not really advertised heavily. It's called a general bachelor's degree. So say you're in your second year and you enjoy university well enough, but you don't think you want to go on for a 4th year. You can ask to be moved into the general program. Students are accepted into the 4-year program, but then they can ask to go into the 3rd-year program. Now, the question I want to ask and give some sense of an answer is, well, what are the grounds on which one should choose to do a major degree, an honors degree, or the 3-year general degree? Now, you would choose among these 3 programs by considering what options they open up for you, especially with regard to further education or training and a future paying job. The BA with honors degree makes you directly a candidate for academic graduate school. It's possible to be accepted to a graduate school with a BA major, but you might be required to complete a qualifying year before officially beginning your graduate studies. So if you think you might continue your liberal studies in an academic graduate school, you're well advised to apply for and graduate with an honors degree. That is to say, with the BA honors degree, all your options are open. You don't need a honors BA, however, in order to enter any of the other areas. Suppose you want a vocational graduate school in library science or public administration. An honors degree is not necessary for that. As well, for a professional school, if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, again, an honors degree is not necessary. A bachelor with a major in a relevant subject is all that's necessary. Professional schools often have their own entrance examinations and other requirements. It might make you look better than some of the other candidates if you have an honors degree, but it's not a necessity. With the BA General, you're eligible for professional schools as well as for college and trade and vocational schools. So basically, the BA honors degree gives you the most options for your future, and the BA General gives you the fewest options. But the BA honors takes 4 years and requires you to work to very high standards. The main problem, though, is that it forces you to concentrate on a specific area, and that might come at the cost of breadth in all of your education and might stifle some of your interests. On the other hand, just majoring in a subject perhaps double majoring, taking a second major, or majoring in one subject and taking a smattering of courses from a variety of other areas is good for your breadth, but it won't get you, or it makes it more difficult to get into a academic graduate school. A BA General, well, that's just in case university turns out not to be really your thing, but you do want to complete it, you want something out of it, then the 3-year degree. So all in all, a 4-year BA with a major will get you just about everywhere. Do an honors degree though, if you're thinking of going into academic graduate school.